Hi Aquarius, what's happening with you guys this week? I wonder. I'm going to do you a tarot spread now and we'll find out where you are and where things are going, I hope. Thanks very much for watching. Do subscribe, tap the bell if you haven't already so you can be in tune because I'm always doing more and more readings. But let's get started with this one, eh? And say, what is the first card from Tarot in Wonderland, which I'm using at the moment in this set of readings, and I'm also using some chakra cards as well, and we'll do an oracle card at the end to get some more significance. But what is the first card, please, in this reading for the sign of Aquarius? We'll turn one over. And Major Arcana, here we go. It's number 5. It's the Hierophant. It's Taurus energy, actually. So there's a lot to do with getting things done indicated in this card here. And because this is the first card in the spread, I'm going to say this has a lot to do with where you are now, Aquarius. So, in terms of getting things done, it looks like you feel like you want to stop and think. And that would be no bad thing, actually. It's no good just crazily going ahead, making as much progress as possible if you don't really kind of know where you stand with it. So this is an invitation to take some time and actually think within yourself. Alice is consulting the Cheshire Cat here, which is just the way it goes in the Wonderland stories. The Cheshire Cat is always to do with her higher self and her inner feelings and beliefs about things. And we do need to be in tune with our inner feelings. We really do, Aquarius, if we're going to be really happy with where we actually end up as we go further into the journey of life. It's really important to keep things kind of, there needs to be a story to life. A psychologist once said that to me. Life needs to have a kind of a beginning, a middle, and a view of the end coming and an idea of where we actually want to be. Otherwise, things tend to come unstuck. We're just not as happy with where we're going. So do take some time to stop and think. Do think into the higher chakras if you possibly can, Aquarius, and that would mean take some time to meditate. Okay, but whatever it is that needs doing in such a hurry can wait a little while just for you to be really lined up and feel in tune with yourself, what you're doing and where you're going. Now then, I'm going to use Rachel Sharman's chakra reading cards here. I've been using them all through this set of readings, and it seems to be a very good way to get a much deeper idea of where we're going and what things are all about here, because the chakra cards are all about what's going on deep in the heart, and that's particularly helpful with the Hierophant there. It's number 5 on the Fool's Journey, the Hierophant, so things are going well, things are actually moving. It's just a question of being happy with everything. So we'll turn over the top card, and we've got number 24, listening, and this is all about the throat chakra. Now, you'd think the throat chakra was more about talking than listening, because that has everything to do with speaking your truth. But, of course, if you really want to be speaking your truth in a way that you're confident about, you need to be sure that you've been listening to what the universe is telling you. And this is much more about listening to what the universe is telling you than it is about listening to other people telling you what to do. Gosh, if I listened to what everybody says about me, I probably would never leave the house. So, don't listen too much to outside influences. Go inside yourself, listen to the universe, and listen to your heart as well. That's super important. There are fantastic colours in this card, and this really does say that there's a lot to think about within yourself, and it's worth listening to. It really is. Okay, so let's show them together. We've got the Hierophant there, number 5. So the journey's underway, things are happening, but we do need to go inside ourselves and think, and then listen to the thoughts that come as we're thinking about whatever's going on at the present time. Okay, so that's card number 1. That's where we are now. We're going to make this a 5-card reading. So we've got some way to go yet, but I'm back to Tarot in Wonderland now, having a shuffle and saying, please tell us a bit more about this. Let's have the second card in this reading for the sign of Aquarius. I'm doing this, let me see, it's the 2nd of March 2020, so we're into March, and the year is moving on, and we've got to move on with it, goodness me. But it's, the light is coming in. Anyway, the thing I was going to say is, this is the 2nd of March, but the best time to look at any of these readings and the best time to actually consult the tarot, if you will, is when you feel moved to do so, when you feel ready for it. Do check out my channel. There are kind of 670 odd videos on there at the moment. Most of them are readings. There's the odd thing about chickens, and there's the odd thing about like reviewing decks of cards and things like that. But it's mostly readings, and if you're drawn to one, friends, do watch it and do listen to what comes out in there, because if you're drawn to it, it's for you, and it's meant to be something for you to look at. Okay, so let's turn over card number 2. And it's Major Arcana again. It's number 8, and it's Strength. Now then, this has a lot to do with listening again, actually. We've really got a listening theme here. Because, okay, it's strength. What's that got to do with listening? Well, our strength comes from not just the lives we've led and the things we've done and the skills we've built up. It's also about the advice that we've received, not just from people, but from the universe. You know, what has the universe told you before about this situation? Because you are going to need all your strength when this card comes in. Now, in the most traditional version of this card, the character is she's got her hands in a lion's mouth and she looks really completely unworried. Alice does look a little bit concerned in this, and she's trying to protect the deer as much as she can. Well, think of that deer as your higher self. Not just that, actually, but the goals that your higher self has, the situations you want to bring into being, what you want to actually manifest, what you want to make real in this world. And there's great alchemy in there, you know. Anything to do with the esoteric, the tarot, anything spiritual. It's all about ideas that we have in our mind, things that take shape within us that we want to bring out into the world. And that's our way of bringing light to the world. So you are going to want to kind of look after that light as you're bringing it out, if you will. So again, listen to what's been going on in the past and think about how did you actually get where you are today. Those are the important considerations, really, when the strength card comes up. But the strength card also says that you do have the strength to do whatever it is you're aiming for. Okay, let's go back in the chakra cards now and say, tell us more, please, about number 8, the strength card in this reading for the sign of Aquarius. Tell us more, please, about the strength card for Aquarius. Tell us some more, please, about the meaning of the strength card in this Aquarius reading. Okay, we'll turn over the top one. And now we are really in the Earth Star chakra here. This is rebirth. Okay, and this is all about the goddess energy. This deck, this chakra deck, works on the 9 chakra system. So there are the 7 chakras within the body. So let me see, the base chakra, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra. I should remember these like that, but I don't. Solar plexus, start again. Base, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, forehead, that is the third eye, and the crown chakra. And there's also 2 more chakras. This one is all about the Earth Star chakra, which is where we connect to the goddess energy, to the wonders of the planet we live in. There is also the soul star chakra, which is slightly above the head, and that is where we actually network with the divine and all the great things that the universe has to tell us. And for the strength card, we've got rebirth, which really is in the Earth Star chakra. Okay, so this isn't actually in the body. This is something coming in, and that's great because we do need to listen to the advice that we've had, not just from other people, but from our own thoughts and from the divine as we've gone through this life. What have we learned? Excuse me. Everything we've learned has created something within our minds that we need to give birth to into the world, and it is into the world that we need to give it. So look at this rather strange looking black butterfly image, and be aware that that has emerged from a chrysalis, and that is all very worldly stuff. And for your ideas to become real and actually make sense and make things happen, they need to be grounded in reality. Okay, so that is strength and rebirth. We'll show them together here. Seems to be a good thing to do. Okay, she's protecting the deer, and the deer has a lot to do with earth energy, really, doesn't it? Because it's an animal, bottom line. And there is the butterfly. It seems to have emerged very successfully from the chrysalis, but at the same time, it's down there in the earth, and it needs to come out into reality. Okay, that is actually the way things happen. That is actually the way things should be when you think about it. We all come from this earth, and everything we do no matter how spiritual, no matter how cosmic or divine our path might be, the direction might be that our path's taking us, we do need to remember that we live on this world and everything we do is going to happen in this world. Okay, now then, I'm back with Tarot in Wonderland. We'll have a shuffle, and I'm going to say let's have card number 3 in this reading for the sign of Aquarius. It's all been major arcana so far, so this is serious stuff happening. It really is. I'll have to put something about that in the title. I never put the title on these till I've actually finished the reading and got through it and actually seen what's coming. But that was major arcana twice. What have we got this time? Let's turn over the middle card of the reading, card number 3. This is going to be the heart of the matter, and we've got another major arcana. It's the Chariot, and this time it's number 7. So in some ways it's a step back from strength, but this is all actually, although the Chariot is about making progress and the divine journey and the earthly journey as well, about those two journeys coming together, there is another reason to stop and think here, because we've come back a little bit from the strength card, and this is all about drawing your skills together to make sure that the journey you're on is going in the right direction. And this is the heart of the matter, really. So this plays into both ends of the reading. So it applies to the Hierophant number 5, and it applies to the strength card as well. All those are part and parcel of the spiritual journey that you, Aquarius, are on at the moment. We're all on that spiritual journey, but since this is an Aquarius reading, I'm saying this is really an Aquarian card here. It's the heart of the matter. You are going places. You most definitely are going places. But particularly where relationships are concerned, you need to be happy about where you're going. There are so many lonely people in the world. You know, I do readings all the time. And if you'd like a reading from me, by the way, 35and83@gmail.com. That's 35and83@gmail.com. It's down there in the description somewhere, my email address. Do get in touch if you want a reading or anything else, and I will certainly do my best for you. But this reading for Aquarius is all about going forward, and to really go forward you need to be well equipped. You need the right tools for the job, and Alice here is trying to play polo using a flamingo as a polo mallet, and using, what is that? It's a hedgehog down on the ground there as the polo ball. Now, she's a very kind-hearted character and very sensible, is Alice, so I'm sure she's not actually going to stand on that hedgehog. But it would be very easy to kind of tread on the wrong toes, would it not? Sometimes we find ourselves walking on eggshells around people, and that is really never a good thing to have to do. The people we're trying to walk on eggshells around need to learn a lesson, but sometimes, like the hedgehog, they're very slow to learn. They're very slow to move out of the way. You may have to teach people something here, Aquarius, and sometimes, I hate to say it, sometimes the way to teach someone a lesson is actually to move on yourself, regardless of whatever's happening. It can result in the cutting of cords, but you never cut a cord that you really seriously need to hang on to. You never cut a cord that you need to keep. Or if you do, it will grow back, okay? So don't worry about moving on, and never mind what other people think. But before you move anywhere, do that Hierophant thing, meditate, consult your own soul, do the strength thing, draw together everything you know, and then bring all of those things together, as we've got to the Chariot card there, number 7. Because although it's a step back from the strength card, it's a step forward from the Hierophant. In fact, it's 2 steps forward from the Hierophant. And if you're taking 2 steps forward and only 1 back, you're still making progress, friends. That's what it's all about. Okay, we're going to the chakra deck then, and I'm saying, please tell me more about number 7, the Chariot, in this reading for the sign of Aquarius. Tell me more about the Chariot for Aquarius, please. The Chariot for Aquarius, what does it mean to us? Let us find out by turning over the top card. And this time it's dreams. Now, we are actually in the crown chakra here. The only chakra higher than this in the deck is the soul star chakra, which is above and beyond. The crown chakra is right here. Now, we need to open the crown chakra when we want to use it. We need to be actually conscious of opening it. And we need to close it when we're not using it. A lot like the way people put a cloth over a crystal ball when they're not using it. It's an affirmation that you want the strength to build up so that the revelations that come when you do want them are that much stronger and that much clearer. And dreams are a great help with anything to do with that, or the spiritual path, or anything cosmic at all, because so much of dreams is kind of jumbled up images from maybe the day we've had or the life we've had. They're always set somewhere. My dreams are usually set in the town where I grew up. Dreams are like that, but they do carry a great deal of cosmic significance. So Aquarius, keep a pen or a pencil and some paper by the bed. A pen is better. Pencil fades out really easily. So a pen and paper by the bed, and write your dreams down when you wake up from them, okay? And also hold that intention when you go to sleep at night, that you want to have a dream to bring in information about the magic that's happening in your life at present, and well, all the magic that's ever happened and all the magic that's going to happen. It's all tied up in dreams. Dreams are very magical things indeed. You may already have been dreaming. Okay, those dreams might have been quite uncomfortable, Aquarius, but whatever you do, don't just dismiss them. Actually think about them and decide, what is just your own life that's playing out in the dreams, kind of mundane things that you don't need to think about, the nuts and bolts of dreams, if you will. And also then, decide clearly, where is the divine inspiration coming in, and where is it pointing, where is it taking you? Because we have had the Chariot card to go with your dreams there, and both play into each other and both are important. Okay, now that's the heart of the matter. So maybe you have been dreaming, Aquarius. My guides keep saying they're dreaming all the time. They're dreaming all the time. And of course you are. We dream every night, I think, whether we remember it or not. But it's the ones you remember, and it's what you remember as soon as you wake up is the main thing. Okay, it's surprising how much of dreams gets lost within about 10 minutes of waking up or so. So I would write them down before you even have your cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your cup of tea. But don't start your day till you've written down whatever came to you in the dreams, okay? Because the journey is actually happening. The heart of the matter is the Chariot. The journey is underway, and you do really need to listen to those dreams if it's going to be cosmically kind of all tied up and working in the right direction for you and the people around you as well, because you need to take them with you. Okay, so I'm back to Tarot in Wonderland, and I'm having a shuffle and saying, please tell us card number 4 in this 5-card spread for the sign of Aquarius. Where are we actually going on this journey? Let's find out. Stage 4, but I guess like stage 1 after the Chariot, so it's where the journey really keeps going. This is what's new, this is what's coming in. Let's turn over the top card. What is new, what is coming in? And it's the 9 of Wands. Okay, now this is fire sign energy. This is Leo, Sagittarius or Aries. Those influences in your birth chart, those influences in the world around you, maybe people of those signs, particularly where relationships are concerned. People of those signs are playing a big part. And I do feel this has a lot to do with relationships here. Now this is making one last stand. There's one last battle to fight. You might be feeling pretty much okay where you are. You might be quite happy for the journey that's going on just to be a thing that happens in your mind. And that's a fine thing, that will take you forward and that will increase your understanding of life. But this card says there are things to get done because it's a wand card. It's a fire sign card. So it's an action card, really. And as tired as you might be, as much as you might have had enough, don't just settle for what you've got, Aquarius. Get your boots on and get moving, because there is more to come and there are things ahead of you. So you might as well embrace them. You might as well get out there. You'll have been fighting a good fight for a long time. Most of us are, someone once said, and it's a very true thing, everyone you meet is fighting a battle somewhere in their lives. So kind of be nice to people. And it's more true than ever. Day after day, every day there seems to be a bit more for us to battle against as human beings trying to make it in this rather crazy world. So don't ignore the battle, don't ignore the fight. Your dreams will be telling you about this, okay? Sometimes people they're in a good relationship and they're happy with it and everything. They sort of want more, but they think, well, I've had the big push, so many times, and this is all I've got. This is what I've ended up with, so I'll have to make the best of it. Well, don't just stand still, okay? Because another big push at this point will probably be the last one that you'll ever have to make. And it will get you higher up the chain. It will get you into a better place, not just in your heart, but in your mind as well. and that matters so much. Okay, let's have a chakra card to go with the Nine of Wands. Let's have a shuffle and say, tell us more about the Nine of Wands in this reading for Aquarius, please. A reading for Aquarius. Tell me more about the Nine of Wands. What does the Nine of Wands mean in this reading for the sign of Aquarius? We'll turn over the top chakra card that we've got here. Number 12, relationships. Now we're in the sacral chakra here, and this is all about sensuality, really, the things we sense about the world, sexuality as well, most certainly. But this is about taking notice of everything we pick up with the five senses, as well as the sixth sense, the spiritual, universal, cosmic kind of sense that we have. The five senses in this world are important. Everything is grounded in this world, as I was saying before. And this relationship card, look, it comes in the form of two trees coming together and being close and really finding love between them. Now, it's not too surprising that trees can do that. Trees are really a living thing. Tree DNA is closer to human DNA than ape DNA. So trees are really worth taking notice of. They do actually move around. They walk, but it kind of takes them like 100 years to take a step because they have to grow and fall over, and then the roots go down into the ground from the treetops, and another tree grows kind of however tall that tree was, the next tree grows that far away from it, you know, because that's where it puts its roots down. So trees are always on the move. They're just doing it very slowly, and they're doing it in a contemplative way, which takes account of everything that happens to them, all the weather patterns, everything that goes on is shown in the life of the tree. And so here we have two trees joining together, making love, you might even say. And to go with the Nine of Wands, this shows that there is something new coming in. So don't just stay where you are. Whatever you do, Aquarius, it's time to get moving. Maybe that's in your mind, but I would strongly suggest that it's something in this world that you're moving towards, whether you know it or not. Okay, but great things are coming in. If you're on your own at the moment and you're happy enough on your own, well, you might be a lot happier with someone else. You just never know. I mean, some people... For example, I saw an example of this the other day in a reading I did. Some people just kind of, it can be a thing as you get a bit older that you're just not really interested in sex, and you think, well, there's no point in having a relationship. But there are people who find great love between each other, even though there's no sex, because if they both kind of agree that they're not sexually having feelings, or perhaps they've got some terrible fears around sex that they don't need to be brought up again, then, you know, if you actually get two people on the same page, they can have a wonderful relationship, because it's all about the love, and the love is a heart thing and it's a mind thing, and really it's a heart-mind thing. Scientists have proved that there are cells in the heart which, in theory, are capable of thinking. Okay, so I'm convinced that there's a heart-mind. And in terms of relationships and the sacral chakra and sensing what's around you, don't read too much into what you sense, you know, into what you think about what you sense. Just go straight with the actual senses, because miraculous things really can happen, Aquarius. And the Nine of Wands says that with a bit of a push, they can happen to you. Okay. Now then, we'll move forward again, and it's time for the outcome card. We'll do a chakra card as well, and then I'm going to get the oracle cards out after that. So we are far from done. There is much more to know, and there is much more significance. So keep it right here, and we'll go forward and ask for card number 5 in this reading for the sign of Aquarius. What is card number 5 in this reading for Aquarius? Tell us about Aquarius. Card number 5, please. Okay. I'll turn one over, and what have we got? Number 10 in the major arcana again, and it's the Wheel of Fortune. Now then, this says that if things don't work out this time around, there's always a cycle going on, and you will actually come to the top again. Looks like these guys would fall off if they stopped running, actually. But, you know, that running is symbolic of life, and we never really stop living. I'm a medium, and believe me, you know, we do actually live on after this earthly life. I'm convinced of it. I've seen that again and again over over a decade that I've been taking services in spiritualist churches. The life we've got in this world is only part of the whole life that we have, which is an eternal life, which goes on and on again, on and on again and again. We have different incarnations, and each one is like a facet of a diamond, but the core of your soul is that diamond, and it is active in the afterlife as much as it is in this world. So don't worry if you're not getting anywhere, if you feel that you're not getting anywhere, because sooner or later the wheel will kind of bring you to where you want to be, and that's the point, to jump off the wheel, not before. Now there's a great deal to play for here. Although it's an outcome card, it shows there's a lot more going to be going on in the future. You've actually got a fair bit to go ahead of you. I'm not going to say work to do exactly, because it could be fun. It could be a really, really happy situation. But just keep on going, as the Nine of Wands shows, because things are changing. Things are on the move. Whenever we see playing cards facing with the actual cards themselves showing upwards, as we see quite a lot of in this card here, it shows that the game is still going on. That's what it means in the Tarot in Wonderland deck. So the game is still happening. Forward motion is still happening. Some of the cards are showing the back, and that means that some things are decided. But far more of the cards, most of the cards in this image, are showing with the details facing up. So the game is on. Things are still moving. Don't ever think you've got to the end of the game, because the game of life just is not like that. It keeps on going. That's a purple coloured card for the most part. There's a great deal of healing signified within that. So if you really feel a little bit too kind of knackered and tired out to be staying on that journey and to be keeping going ad infinitum into the future, take heart, because there is healing around as you go forward. That is so important. And whenever we do healing, we're thinking about the chakras, really. So we'll go into the chakra cards, and I'm shuffling and saying, tell me more, please, about the Wheel of Fortune, number 10 in the Major Arcana. It's still kind of quite early in the Major Arcana, you know. It goes right up to 22. So, you know, everything about this reading is saying the journey is not over yet, okay? The Nine of Wands says maybe you wish it was over, but I'm afraid it isn't. And I'm not too afraid it isn't, because you're going to be happy with the way this is taking you, Aquarius, when you eventually get there. So, chakra cards, tell us more, please, about the Wheel of Fortune in this reading for the sign of Aquarius. Tell us more about Aquarius, please. Okay. And what's the top card we've got here? It's number 10, it's creativity, and we're in the sacral chakra again. Right, so there is more to come, you see, and creativity, that is your creativity, that is your spiritual ideas. And as I said earlier in this reading, anything that's in the mind that needs to come out into the world, it's like giving birth to an idea, and it really is creation, and it really is actually part of divine creation that rests within you. So you do need to bring these things out. You do need to make these things happen. What artistic skills do you have, actually? That's a good way of finding the way forward and just getting in touch with your higher self and where you actually want to go in life. If you write something down, if you draw something in a creative way, if you paint, if you make music, whatever, and everyone's got some kind of creative skill in them. Put yours to work, Aquarius, and you will actually get a lot more knowledge about where you're going and what it all means as the Wheel of Fortune keeps on spinning. Let's look at those together. Okay, creativity, so important. You see, as we grow up, we learn lessons, and those lessons get locked away in the subconscious mind, and as adults, we don't really fully have access to those images. There's another bit of theoretical psychology there, but it's very, very true. It's something psychologists are absolutely sure of. We don't have access to the images that we form in our mind as we're growing up. Only we get some access to those images when we start doing something creative, because it comes from a different part of the mind to where practicality lives and what practicality is all about. Now I'm going to put those cards to one side now, because we're going to go into Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light deck. I'm going to open this box and have a shuffle, and I'm going to say, give us just one card, please, to show us some significance, a little bit more about what this whole reading means as we've gone from, let me see, the Hierophant, Strength, through the Chariot, the Nine of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Where is Aquarius going? Tell us some more about that. Or what maybe does Aquarius need to do? But just whatever you do, cards, tell us some more about this reading for the sign of Aquarius. And what do we have? Sanat Kumara, light activation. That is what this is all about. Now, Sanat Kumara is certainly a being of light. All of the Ascended Masters are. But look, he's not only is he glowing brightly himself, he's got what looks like a light bulb on his stick. And he's activated his own light. And he calls upon you, Aquarius, to activate your light as well. It says, shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. So we're really looking at everything to do with dreams and what you might call esoteric considerations, you know. For example, something as simple as if you're deciding what colour you want to paint your room. When you're buying anything, what colour do you actually like? Well, that is something that you don't have to think too much about. That's just going to come out. That decision's already going to be made in your mind. And when you actually kind of buy the clothes or paint the room or do whatever it is you're going to do, and you make that colour choice, that colour has come from being an idea into your head to being something actually real in the world, something that's actually happening. That is what the esoteric is all about. That is what alchemy is all about. And that is what light activation is all about. So, let me say it again. Shine your light, Aquarius. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Okay, on that note, I'm going to draw this one to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Do check out my channel. There are links to all kinds of good things down there in the description. Twitter me, join the Facebook page. The Twig Brother Facebook page awaits you. There are sometimes things on there that don't go on YouTube. So check out the Facebook page. Please consider supporting my channel on Patreon, if you will, because it's your channel as well. That's the whole idea of it, really. It's all about sharing. In fact, it's more about you than it is about me. There'd be no point in me doing this if it wasn't for the many hundreds of people who've watched these videos over the years, actually. So please consider supporting the channel. Email me 35and83@gmail.com. That's 35and83@gmail.com. That too is down below. And, you know, somehow we'll share the journey. It's always good to do that. Leave me a comment, thumbs up, share me around social media if you will. And I'll see you again very soon, Aquarius. Peace.